All right, let's get at it. So y'all, I knew this was going to happen, man. I'm going to start calling these segments Jason Called It. I called it. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen, Melinda. I knew it was going to happen. Well, Jason, what are you talking about? I knew when Tiffany Henyard came to Georgia, she was going to have problems. Georgia got problems. Well, look, we got our Southern problems. You know what I'm saying? We got problems over here. But we know carpetbaggery when we see it. We know carpetbaggery. And Tiffany Henyard is giving carpetbaggery energy. And look, lo and behold, she done got caught. So you know that she was the mayor of Dalton, Illinois. And she lost the race and immediately moved here to Georgia. Well, what she had done was she had already secured a rental here in Georgia so that she can claim residency. Well, the problem is she claimed residency the day after she lost the race in Dalton. She was still employed in Dalton. So you can't be the mayor of a town 700 and some change miles away and claim to live in Georgia. You can't do that. And so now the rumor is that now they're starting to look into this because she qualified. I don't even like using the word qualified. I don't think she qualified because she truly isn't a Georgia resident. So she can't qualify to be to run. Anyway, she's trying to get on the Fulton County Commission. And y'all know Fulton County Commission is a multi-billion-dollar entity. I mean, they fund a lot of stuff. And boy, can you imagine what kind of chaos she could wreak if she had access to that. Now, of course, there's some checks and balances, but there's a lot of mess that happens on the Fulton County Commission. So she wanted to be on the Fulton County Commission. And lo and behold, Georgia is saying not so quick. So let me bring this in. Shout out to Fox 11 News. Let's go ahead. Fox News, I'm sorry. Let's go.
To discuss candidate Tiffany Henyard. The Fulton County Board of Elections is meeting to discuss candidate Tiffany Henyard's qualifications for the May primary. It's a story we've been on top of here. Angelique Proctor in Fairburn with the afternoon's latest developments. Angelique?
Well, good afternoon to you, Tom. We are here at the Fulton County Board of Elections hub. They actually had a meeting this afternoon and made a decision to look into the residency of this very controversial candidate. She is Tiffany Henyard, and like you said, we have done stories on her before. She was dubbed America's worst mayor by News.
America's worst mayor is crazy work. That's some crazy work, man. Where's my crazy work hoodie? I need to get that one. That's crazy work. But yo, I mean, it's real. It was real. She was a diabolical mayor. And now she is here in Georgia. And I don't know how she left from Dalton. Somebody asked, how does she go from being a Democrat in Illinois to a Republican here in Georgia? That's that carpetbaggery behavior. That's what I'm talking about. That's some carpetbaggery right there. All right, let's finish this up.
Week and other publications. She is quite charismatic, the former mayor of Dalton, Illinois, where she lost her re-election bid after allegations of lavish spending. Now, she immediately moved to Atlanta. She has since qualified to become a Fulton County commissioner here.
It's funny because somebody, as soon as she left from Dalton, I'm sorry, she had not even left from Dalton. There's a person in Dalton. Shout out to this person. They know who she knows who she is. He sent me all of this information about Tiffany Henyard way back last year. Last year, I knew exactly where she was moving to here in Georgia. And I didn't want to say anything because I wasn't certain of it. And I just want to always confirm. But it's funny because I've seen this picture before. Shout out to that person. That person knows exactly who they are. They're a real one, boy. She was doing some real research. She had gotten me all of this information before, and it's crazy because I'm like, yo, I saw this before. Okay, let's go.
Interested in representing District 5 that Marvin Arrington held for so long. But the chair of the Fulton County Board of Elections says two electors and members of the public have raised questions about her residency. Now, Henyard told Fulton County officials she has rented a house in the Chattering Springs subdivision in the southern part of the county.
We have seen a lease for May 1st, 2025. And on that same date, she was also still the mayor of a city in Illinois.
So that's the problem right there. I don't know why they even need to go any further. To me, I think the hearing part, all that kind of stuff, is the waste of time. You know that she was the mayor of Dalton. She didn't. She was still the mayor of Dalton, and she was claiming residency here in Georgia. Those two things don't match. Bada boom, bada bing. Get out of here. I hate that they're going to have to do a hearing and waste legal fees. And you know Tiffany's going to fight it. You know she's going to fight it just to waste time. Again, I'm not a Democrat, but there is no Republican running. So the lady who qualifies as the Democrat candidate, why does she need to campaign and fight against Tiffany Henyard as the Republican when Tiffany Henyard ain't going to win? She already starting off in the negative. She already starting off like this. And if this is the way she's going to lead her political career here in Georgia, it's not going to last long. Or is she going to be a podunk secretary in some little do nothing town? That's going to be about it. She's not going to get. Look, we are not fools down here in Georgia. Okay, we might like our lemon pepper wings.
We'll ask our attorney first to explain what the law is with regarding to determine if the Board of Superintendents can challenge. At the time that she gave us the lease with a resident in Fulton County on May 1st, 2025. At that same time, she was also living in and a mayor in Illinois and also a supervisor of a township in Illinois.
She can't do that.
So that is the question. How can you live in Fulton County and be a mayor in Illinois at the same time on the same day? Those are questions that this board will now hope to answer. They have actually decided to have a residency hearing in April next week, next Thursday, April 9th. And at that time, they are expecting Henyard to come forward and explain exactly what all of this is about.
What a waste of time. What a waste of resources. And does Tiffany Henyard think that she's going to engender good feelings from the people of Fulton County when they realize that they're wasting Fulton County resources fighting this, when she could just lay low for another 2 years and establish herself? Like do some little pseudo campaigning, get out there and let some people know who you are, join some organizations, be seen out there in the streets. But now the people are now going to know you for this. This is their introduction to you, is you being the shady, good for nothing mayor of Dalton. And now you're trying to be the shady, good for nothing, false resident commissioner here in Atlanta, South Fulton. Ma'am, again, Georgians, we're not stupid. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Shout out.
We did also hear that it takes more than just where you live. It's also where you are registered to vote. Listen now to how she went about registering to vote here in Fulton County.
How did we receive her registration?
She registered through the online voter registration system. She applied for her Georgia driver's license February 26, 2026, and she registered February 27, 2026.
So the attorney says you have to have residency for 1 year before you take office. If she were to win this race, she would not take office until January of 2027. But there are a lot of questions before we get to that. And there are questions that hopefully will be answered next week when they have.
But why do we want, again, Fulton County residents, there are a lot of things, but they're not fools. This right here, I'm sorry. And she's going to run as a Republican. Fulton County is extremely blue. I want it to turn purple. I want it to turn red. But at the current moment, it's extremely blue. There's no way in the world she's going to win this. So why drag Fulton? Again, I really hope Fulton County people are paying attention to this. This is resources in the economy that we're in that are being wasted and squandered fighting this case when the woman just get out of the race. You don't qualify. You don't. You're not a resident. It's end of the day, all these little shenanigans and legalese and lyrical gymnastics that we're going to do, ma'am, you're not a resident. Hit the road. But again, she wants to swoop in, and let's just pretend that she swoops in and becomes the commissioner of Fulton County. She's done nothing here in Fulton County. She's done nothing to let the people know who she is. So these people, she's never going to be boots on the ground. She's never going to be shaking hands and kissing babies, or kissing babies and shaking hands, either one. She's never going to do that. So it's such a waste. Okay, let's go.
Of this residency hearing. Another thing that they talked about today is that they want to use their subpoena power to get lots of documents, not only to see her lease, but to find out about homestead exemption and to find out about utilities, when she may have had those turned on, and exactly what is going on here as it relates to her residency. I should also mention that she has been a Democrat for all of her elected life, but she has come to Fulton County and plans to run for District 5 as a Republican.
Again, there has to be, I understand, there's the legality aspect of it. But my goodness, in the morning, like, no Republican is standing by and supporting her. So why drag Republicans into the mix? Why not run as an independent? Why not run as a libertarian? Why bring Republican into it and now as if Republicans support your shenanigans? Whether you like them or not, y'all got to admit, no Republican is rocking with her. So this is an affront to the system and trying to take advantage of the system. And I'm sorry, Fulton County, I know she's not going to win, but the fact that she's even involved and even considered, because that's going to give her the fact that she's going to be considered and they're going to allow her, even if they say, hey, we're going to let her run and she loses, that still gives her some level of notoriety and some level of veracity in the fact that she was able to run in the midst of all of this shenanigans, carpetbagging, all the shenanigans with the whether she was still a resident. Well, she still was employed in Dalton, that we know. Whether she was a resident of Illinois is not the question. She was still employed there as the mayor. All of that, and then they're going to allow her to run. They're going to give her a green stamp to go on the next time she runs. And that's just wicked. But anyway, all right, let's go.
Tom?
Yeah, Angelique, you're so good at sort of contextualizing the implications of races like this, elections like this. How important is this district that she is running in? And then what about the partisan split there? Do they normally vote overwhelmingly one way or the other?
Well, this is District 5. This is a district in South Fulton. It's been overly Democratic. Marvin Arrington Jr., the attorney and son of Marvin Arrington Sr., who was on the Atlanta City Council for many, many years, his son has had this position and has represented this area, which has been a Democratic area. Now, there are already 4 Democratic candidates in this race. She has decided to run as a Republican. So that would be very interesting because she, in effect, becomes the only Republican in the race.
All right. So what I was saying was there are 4 Democrats running, and they have their Democrat primary coming up at the end of May. Whoever wins that Democrat primary will run against Tiffany Henyard in November. The problem is Tiffany Henyard shouldn't be running. So the Democrat candidate, as much as I don't support Democrats, tacitly would win the primary because there's only 4 Democrats running and no Republican. Tiffany Henyard coming in as a Republican is forcing that person to campaign more, waste resources, waste time, all that kind of stuff like that till November when they're still going to win and beat her. So it's such a waste of time. And look, again, I don't rock with Democrats, but that's a waste. Now, I do wish that, this very blue Fulton County would turn purple. Definitely wish it would turn red. And maybe that could happen in the future, but it's not going to happen with Tiffany Henyard. That's for sure. It's not going to happen with Tiffany Henyard. That's just a waste. That's just wasting of resources. And I don't fully understand why we can't just say that. Because I guarantee you what's going to probably come up, and I think the hearing is next week on the 8th. And I'm going to try or the 9th. I'm going to try my best to, if they broadcast it, I'll live stream it. I'm going to be out of town with my family, but if I'm able to, I'm going to try to stream it. But my point is, I guarantee they're going to bring up the fact that she's a Republican, quote unquote Republican, and they don't want to look like they're being partisan toward Democrats. And that's why they should let her, even though she doesn't qualify. I bet you that's what's going to happen. If it happens before then, I will make sure I let y'all know as well. I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is they're going to say, well, she doesn't really qualify, but they don't have a Republican. So we need to show that we have a balanced ticket and we're giving everybody an opportunity. So that's why we're going to let her run. Mark my words. I'm not muted, right? Okay, man. Okay, I'm not muted this time. Gosh, finish up.
Interesting. We'll see if she's able to appeal to voters in, as you say, that largely Democratic district, District 5. Angelique Proctor with such good insight and experience covering races like that and the implications of a case like this. Angelique, thanks so much.
There's no way. I'm sorry. And I'm not mad at Fulton County. There's just no way in the world that woman qualifies to run in Fulton County. And Fulton County is not going to buy into it. I'm sorry. Again, I want them to vote differently, but I can tell you this right now. They are not going to fall for the okie doke. Here, let me real quick. This is the young lady that was speaking on it. Let's just hear a little bit more about what I think this is the same thing, but I just want to make sure we get the full orb. This is the election board committee chair. Let's go.
The Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections met to determine whether there's enough grounds to move forward with a challenge hearing for District 5 Commission candidate Tiffany Henyard.
And the reason we are here has to do with residency.
And previously served as a Democratic mayor of Dalton, Illinois, and supervisor of Thornton Township, but lost her re-election bid in 2025.
We have seen a lease for May 1st, 2025. And on that same date, she was also still the mayor of a city in Illinois.
Her time in office drew significant scrutiny, including multiple investigations and lawsuits over spending and governance. Atlanta News First went to Henyard's listed home.
I love when, okay, one of the guilty pleasures is when newscasters go to people's houses and knock on the door. I don't know why that thing cracks me up because they're never going to answer the door, right? It just cracks me up that they do it. I love when they do that. I don't know why. It is just a treat to me to laugh at that. Like people go answer the door.
Address in Fulton County, but no one was there. We did speak with her boyfriend on the Ring camera.
It's all BS. It's just they just BSing. That's all. We've been living in Atlanta for well over a year, so everything that they're doing is bogus.
Henyard has also faced personal legal troubles. A judge recently ordered her to pay $10,000 in back rent and damages after she and her boyfriend were accused of not paying rent on a home in Illinois.
You live there at the house.
Okay.
You can go to the neighbors and ask the neighbors. You can go to the front office and ask the front office.
And back here at the Department of Registration and Elections, Henyard's boyfriend told me that she would be giving me a call, but that hasn't happened yet. Meanwhile, the board voted unanimously to hold a challenge hearing next Friday, April 9th, and invite Henyard to testify on her own behalf. In Fulton County, Adam Murphy, Atlanta News First.
We are just voting to determine today whether or not there should be a challenge hearing.
If they stream that, I will absolutely, I will have to just make that happen. Because I want to see it. I really want to hear her explain how she was the mayor 750 miles away and living there and also living here in Georgia at the same time simultaneously. That's going to be some must-see TV. I need that in my life. Y'all need that in your lives. Shout out. Now, I know you liked that episode. This is actually a clip from a larger live stream. The link is down in the description, so you can go check it out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you down there. Grace and peace.